about a psychological condition affecting more and more people. It is a drug-related condition, so let me start by making my own position on drugs absolutely clear. I used to be very anti-drugs, but I find that my attitude towards drugs has changed now that I've got some cash. The psychological condition I wish to talk about, however, is Friday night cash point paranoia. I'm sure some of you know what I mean. I suffer from it myself. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Do you require cash? Beep. How much do you require? Beep, beep. £20 in pocket. On arrival at the party, however, I am made aware of the possibility of the purchase of an interesting commodity. So a mere 10 minutes later, I'm back at the cash point again. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Do you require cash? Beep. How much do you require? Beep, beep, beep. Is this money for drugs? Take your money, loser. No, cash point machine, not loser, no, because during the war, and this is true, Churchill was prescribed cocaine lozenges by his doctor, which, coming from a doctor in the 40s, would have been neat cocaine. Crack sweets, essentially, was what our leader was taking during World War II. No wonder we won that fucking day. In the light of that revelation, so many enigmas of Churchill's personality fall into place. Only needing 2 hours sleep a night, his energy, and above all, those great wartime speeches. Don't they just sound like someone who's done some crack? We shall fight them in the air, we shall fight them at sea, we shall fight them on the beaches, and then we're going to rake the beaches, make them really smooth, pick out all the pebbles, then we're going to arrange our CDs alphabetically A to Z, keep the Suez Canal open because that's where the orange juice comes from, nothing can stop us. My only fear with drugs isn't brain damage or health loss. My only fear is one day finding myself going, hey, are they some clean now, Sinbads, are they? But isn't that right there one of the great lies of drug taking? You say stuff, yeah, I'm not taking drugs in a kind of a druggy, scuzzy, hippie, Jimmy Corkle kind of a way. No, not me. I'm taking drugs in a kind of a Sigmund Freud, Sherlock Holmes, Churchill. Byron is always the other name run up the flagpole in those arguments, isn't it? You always get people, complete junkies always saying, yeah, man, because, like, Byron used to do smack too. Yeah, Byron used to do smack too, but he wrote all those poems, You Painted an Ambulance Brown. The lies we tell ourselves to assuage the nagging question in the back of our minds, under the influence of Friday night cash point paranoia, am I in too deep? A question I was forced to ask myself when I became involved in a plot to smuggle drugs from South America using migratory swallows as flying mules. I had a man in Lima massaging these polythene sachets of cocaine and heroin into the swallow's gullet, a la pâté de foie gras. Every summer, the Peruvian swallow, Apus apus, migrates to reed beds in the northwest of England, close to the key markets of Manchester and Liverpool. You see my thinking? You see my thinking? Unfortunately, under the hot navigational sun, the polythene sachets began to melt and became semi-permeable membranes through which the cocaine and heroin osmosed, giving the swallows a slow-release hit somewhere over the Atlantic. They started to go off course. Some of them went towards Stonehenge. Others were found perched on Primal Scream Stack at Glastonbury. Ornithologists noticed a birdsong new to the Peruvian swallow. What is happening in music today? I just can't relate to I just can't relate to pop stars at the moment. I mean Prince. I mean you may like Prince, but you wouldn't let him babysit though, would you? I mean, okay, Prince, we're just off now. We're back about 11:30. There's some fizzy pop in the fridge, and help yourself to. No, Prince, no, don't do that. No. Don't rub yourself up and down against the side of the fridge. No, please don't do that. No, that's disturbing. No, don't stick your tongue in the hinges of the fridge door. That's unhygienic, and also, Prince, someone could come along, slam that fridge door shut, your tongue would snap right off, and then you'd be sorry. And then your name really would be...
My name is Prince, and I'm hungry.
Sorry, son?
I'm hungry.
He was good as gold, was he? Very good. Back next week, 350.
My name is Prince. I'm hungry.
I know. Although, Blur, I know you feel on Blur, but yeah. He's having a laugh, isn't he? I mean, called Bleeding Blind, be governor, have a cup of tea. Flipping neck, fish and chips, drive a cadre. Uncle Neil's a Welsh, wear a Fred Paris, come from the home counties, but I try to sound cockney. As David Bowie said, ain't there one damn song that can make me break down and cry. Oh, no, that was in the years before I used so much tinsel glue. My top teeth and my bottom teeth were stuck together. I can't actually speak through them. I've become involved in some interactive video artistic experiences that I'm hoping to have on CD-ROM. I've got this idea to do a narrative experience, artistic, and the hero is a small blue hedgehog with spiky hair, collects rings. Oh, don't tell me that's been done already, is it? I've got another idea to do something based on the life of an Italian plumber. And he jumps on these coins. Has that been done to? Ain't there one damn song that can make me break down and cry, because early this year I had my heart broken, but it was just as well, because no. It was just as well because towards the end I didn't like the man I was becoming very bitter. This is how bitter I was, in the last few weeks none of us could break it up, and this is how I could, none of us, there was only two of us, neither of us. Let me dream a moment, God. Neither of us could break it up, and it would have lasted forever, just three of us, anything, fucking I don't care. I don't care. Oh, you've crashed my car, don't I? I was becoming very bitter, neither of us could break it out. I remember driving past one of those zero tolerance posters that said 50% of all women who are murdered by a current or former partner, which is a shocking statistic, but because this woman was breaking my fucking heart, my only thought when I saw that post was to go, no! Not murdered, executed, put to the sword in the name of the Lord. A humiliating climb down from my feminist self-image. I think of myself as a feminist ontologically. Ontologically means I don't have to act like one at any point in time. And then that whole relationship was a series of humiliating fallback positions, humiliating climb downs. It started off with me saying, honey, you're so convinced I'm going to hurt you, trust me, I'm just going to make you happy, trust me. And then I slept with my ex-girlfriend, and it is true what they say, when the dick is hard, the mind is soft, because when I was about to commit this terrible betrayal, my head was full of all this specious nonsense, all these excuses, why it was a good thing that I was about to do. I was thinking, because it's going to be good for my ex-girlfriend, because it's going to show her that I still care about her. It's going to be good for me, obviously. It's going to be good for my present girlfriend, because it's going to take some of the pressure off her in the relationship. It's going to be good for the situation in Sarajevo. The Serbs and Bosnians, in witnessing the senseless destruction of a beautiful thing, may perhaps reflect upon it. Having destroyed my own life, you start to see all life as a series of humiliating fallback positions. Partly true. Here we all are, 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings, fetus-somethings in the front row. And at this age, we're so damn picky, so damn finicky about who it is we may deem to go out with. It's like, well, they're warm but not intellectual, they're intellectual but not warm, and she's sexy but not beautiful, beautiful not sexy. Listen to the cosmic laughter in the wings. The angels are listening, and they know one day we'll be 70-somethings, 80-somethings, alone again, still being just as picky, just as finicky, only this time between Olive and Gladys and Beryl and Vera and Betty. Oh, I say, don't you like Gladys? She's lovely, don't you like her? Oh no, she's horrible, I don't like her. No, I like Olive. Oh, Olive, lovely, yeah. She's got really pert breasts. Yes, they're right up here. I've noticed, I say. I don't know how she sees all of those when she walks along. Well, she can't as it goes, because she walks like this. It is all waiting for us. Those of you in the audience have been chucked, not that I was. Did you find that your friends, thinking they were doing you a good turn, thought that what you wanted to hear were bad things about your ex? Did you find this? Because They don't realise you're still in love with this person. I was talking to a friend, it's absolutely true, I was talking to a friend telling me how heartbroken I was and, you know, how gutted and how I missed her and everything. He said, yeah. But she has been around a bit though, hasn't she? Excuse me, I'm in mourning, this is grief. If she died with this same man be coming up to me at the funeral and saying, I know how you must feel, Robert, it's a terrible loss. If it's any small consolation, she was a right slapper. The vicar's there saying, and as we commit her body to its final resting place, I'm sure we would all like to ask God a question. Who hasn't she shagged? That was another time of cash point paranoia as well. It's like, boop, 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 boop. Still trying to keep her by buying her presents. You ever done that? You ever think, oh, she's about to leave me, but maybe if I buy her enough presents, she'll stay in love with me. And I bought her full dresses, and usually, when men buy dresses for women, fucking forget it. But no, she liked them all, and still left me and was going out with somebody else. So I wish I'd known that when I was pushing out all those sobs, I was doing it for the benefit of her new boyfriend. I wish I'd known. It was the shop assistant that said, well, this is a very short skirt, Mr. Newman. It's about a knee-length skirt, and so perhaps when she's wearing this, walking up some stairs, her new boyfriend may like to hang back a few steps to get a really good... I'm sorry, there were two roads just then. There was a comedy road just going straight ahead, and there was a bitterness road, and we branched off into the bitterness road, and you're all sitting there in the dark now going, oh, we don't know where we are, Uncle Robert. This isn't the comedy road, this is the bitterness road. Trust me, my people, I know the way back to the comedy road. I know the way back. We're there already. I've just started going out with someone else again now, and one of the things I've noticed about arguments... Those are her close friends. Boo! You come too soon, boo! She pays for everything, boo! One of the things I've noticed about arguments is the way you argue, you know when you first meet someone, your arguments, the disagreements is how you show just how mature you are. I say, oh really? Oh, you think that? That's very interesting. That's completely opposite to what I think. It's very interesting to hear a different perspective put on this from someone I'm hoping to have sex with. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. And I'm going, now, in the hope that later on I can go, later on. Interesting. If you just... We should at least be honest, you know, I won't do this, but wouldn't it be the honest thing to do the next time I fancy someone at a party? We disagree, might as well argue the way you argue when you've been going out for about 6 months, you're on holiday together. It's like, oh, you think that, do you? Well, no, fuck off, go on, fuck off. Oh no, I've got to come with you, because, you know, Greek men, they'll follow you around. Oh, well, fuck off then, fuck off, I don't go on your own, I don't care. Where's she gone? This is all very nice, isn't it? It's all very nice. Anybody been to the Royal Festival ever before? Yes. What did you go and see? I can't... I know what? You went to see what?
A classical concert.
A classical concert. You didn't know any more about that? This is classical music, isn't it? They've got violins. Do you know any more detail about it?
I sang Land of Hope and Glory.
You sang Land of Hope and Glory? That doesn't mean anything. It could have been Mendelssohn's Requiem for Dead Poets, and you stand in the middle, Land of Hope and Glory. God bleeding blimey, governor, have a cup or two. Flipping neck part life. In the 1960s, American sociologist John Howard Griffin. Don't worry, we're back on the comedy road there. We had a little diversion, a little improvised bit with sort of tarmac and potholes. We saw an interesting lunatic woman, and now we're back on the main highway, 4th gear. In the 1960s, American sociologist John Howard Griffin wrote the classic text, Black Like Me. It was the racial segregation years in America, and he wanted to experience at first hand what that was like, so he dyed his skin black and to experience at first hand what was like all the prejudice and hostility, and travelled through the southern states and came up with a classic sociology text, Black Like Me. And I thought, what John Howard Griffin did for race in America in the 1960s, I shall do for gender in Britain in the 90s. And I've had this idea to write a book called Female Like Me. And to research this, I've disguised myself as a woman and walked through the streets of London to experience at first hand whether or not there is more prejudice or hostility or opportunity or choice. And I have to say, sisters, I've found some shocking discoveries, I really have. Chapter 1, sexual harassment, vocal and physical. Now, I had thought that men shouting sexist comments out in the street was something that happened, I don't know, once a month, once a week. Within half an hour of walking the streets of this city disguised as a woman, I was walking past a building site. A builder leaned off for the top of the scaffolding and he shouted out, "Oi, are those your tits, or have you got two halves of a melon up your shirt?" Which was rude, it was offensive, it was an invasion of my personal space, and it was hurtful. It was very hurtful. As it happened, I did have two halves of a melon up my shirt, but that is not the point. The point is when I go to a dog for a single day. Sexual harassment, physical. Now, for buttocks, I used two of those mini footballs known as hacky sacks. And I discovered that certain young boys not only felt that as a woman they could go up and touch my buttock, they felt they could steal my buttocks as well. And play football with them and not give them back. Give me back my buttocks. They were oblivious. Chapter 2, the sexual curfew. I wondered whether women are more worried about walking the streets after dark than they let on when they're talking to men. So I thought the only way to find this out was to talk to a woman, woman to woman, about this situation. And one night I was on my way home, having been a woman all day, and my stubble had started to grow through, and I got caught in the rain and my wig had slipped and my makeup had run a bit. And I went into this, turned into this quiet, dark street, and there was a woman walking down on her own. So I thought, now is my chance to see it face to face. So I crossed the road and I went up to her and I said, "Hello, how frightened are you?" And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, she looked absolutely terrified. So much so I shared her feeling of rage. I was joining her. I shared the feelings of fear. I was joining her, running down the street going, "Yes, help, help, yes, help! There are madmen around, help!" Chapter 3, Women and the Employment Opportunity, which I later rewrote to Women and Employment Opportunity because that's grammatically correct. In Black Like Me, John Howard Griffin goes for a job as a black man, is told it's already gone, goes back next day as a white man, exactly the same CV, given the job. I thought I'd do the same thing in Female Like Me, only the other way round. I went for the job, first of all, as a man, and to be honest, I didn't actually get the job. To be honest, I didn't get the job. But, and this is my point, I think, as a man, they were very polite in refusing me the job. They were very courteous about it. They said, "Well, thank you for coming for the interview, Mr. Newman, but, you know, we don't feel that you have the appropriate qualifications to teach PE in this girls' school." Now, when I came back, a mere 10 minutes later, disguised as a woman, their attitude was completely different. They said, "Fuck off or we're going to call the police." It's this attitude women are up against every single day. Chapter 4, how well does a man know a woman? I wonder whether women are actually, still to this day, different personalities when they're with other women than they are when they're with men. And so, to find this out, rather cheekily, I introduced myself to my own girlfriend whilst disguised as a woman. And she didn't know it was me, but she was a very different person, I discovered. She was much more tearful. She kept crying a lot and saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? This is the first time my parents have met you. Why are you doing this?" The fifth and final chapter, I extended that idea to women in the all-female unit. Now, like all men here, I'd heard a lot about how women are much more supportive of each other, how feminine solidarity is a wonderful thing. I have to say, I discovered the reverse to be true. I was in the changing rooms of my local swimming pool, and I found the women there to be downright hostile. And this sort of negative reaction led me to abandoning not only Female Like Me, but its planned sequel, Old Age Like Me, in which to discover at first hand whether or not there was more prejudice and hostility towards old people in our society. I was going to describe myself as an old person by going around for a whole day, smelling of piss and talking inane fucking gibberish at the front of the post office queue, keeping everybody waiting for 10 fucking hours while I had my only conversation of the week. I thank you all. Has anybody here ever had to phone the emergency services? No, in fact, I won't ask, because I don't think that's an appropriate subject for audience participation, you know. Hey, you ever had to dial 999? Yeah. Why was that? My whole family were killed in a car crash. Well, then, I bet you had... Oh. I mention it because I've had to dial 999 twice in my life, and each time I've got through to this man, it may even have been the same man, who I felt was making a point of how unruffled, how unperturbed by my great distress he was. Because you phone up and you say, I need to find you really quickly, I need to find you. And he goes, emergency services? Which service do you require? Fire, police, or... Oh yeah, I'll have a coffee if you're making. Yeah, all right, yeah. Milk, 1 sugar. Ambulance. Now, I know they're doing this. I know their thinking is like less haste, more speed, and I know also, obviously, it's one of those jobs you've got to have some sort of emotional barrier between you and the everyday trauma, otherwise, you know, you'd be like an emotional wreck halfway through your first day. Do you know what I mean? You'd be phoning up saying, I need to find you really quickly, Oh, what, is your house burning down, everything, your own on fire? Oh, no, that's terrible, You're right, mate, you're right. Oh, no, it's been a terrible day. Earlier on, somebody phoned up, they'd just been run over, just crossing the zero crossing at the moment. And other people, their family, they came home, they'd just been on their holidays, and their house had been broken into, everything was stolen, is your hi-fi all right? Theirs was stolen, oh no. What sort of a world are we living in? Why, God, why? Don't worry about you, you'll be all right, these people are heroes. Get down there, mate, get down there as fast as you can, just pull on your stuff and you'll be your hero, you're heroes. So I know why they're doing it. It seems to me, both times I've phoned up, that they're taking it a step further, and I felt, honestly, that he was getting off on how unruffled, how unperturbed I was. Because you tell him where the fire is, and you tell me to find you, and then he goes, and what is your name? And your address? Oh, it doesn't matter, just phone, just phone. Oh, it does matter. Because this is my moment of fucking power. I've seen the way you people look at me on Saturday afternoons in the Arndale Centre. Like I'm just a piece of litter on the pavement. And do you know what makes me mad about you people? I'm here all the time. And you only ever phone when you need me. I'm sorry, but I don't know who you are. Yes. You don't know who I am. Yes. I'm just a piece of litter on the pavement, I suppose. You don't know who I am. I just happen to be the great connector holding the very fabric of society together. Not that it's important. You don't know who I am. No. I'm just a piece of litter on the pavement. Yes, but you know who Michael Jackson is, don't you? Oh, yes. And he is so much more worthwhile than me, isn't he? Oh, yes, he is so much more worthwhile than me. Yes. Here is a man who thought that the pop band Boys to Men was the name of a home delivery service. Well, right now, I just happen to be the most important person in your fucking life, so why don't we start all over again, just in case, out of the goodness of my heart, I decide to send you a fucking fire engine. So I figured, the only way of getting back at this man, the only way of psyching him out, would be to phone him up and be even more unruffled, even more unperturbed and laid back than him. And the other week, the old woman who lives on her own across the road from me, her house was on fire. So I dialed 999, got the same man. Hello. Emergency services? Which service do you require? Fire, police, or ambulance? Let me see now. Fire, police, or ambulance? Sorry, can you run those by me again, please? Emergency services, which service do you require? Fire, police, or ambulance? Hey? Postcard? Coast Guard? Do they say that as well? That's totally taking the piss. Fucking, your house is on fire. Your house is on fire and Nutty Nelly and Noah come round. They don't actually say that if you're phoning in London, surely not. Or is there like loads of people from fucking Ilfracombe coming in the coach? Coast Guard. Like them young tourists from London, they come in there. No, we have no fire engines and no hoses, but we've got a large Aran roll-neck sweater. We've maybe beaten the flames out with that. No, we're not like firemen. We've got turn-ups on our Wellington boots. Oh, I think I'm going to need a fire engine, please. Mountain rescue, good. You kind of missed the boat with the bidding. I've kind of closed mountain rescue, yes. Anyway, probably people have fallen over and that. Yeah, like I'm going to do a fucking 10-minute improvised routine about mountain rescue. Fuck you! Oh, I think I'm going to need a fire engine, please. To what address? What address? Hold on a second, hold on. Do you know I can't actually read the number on the door because the flames are licking over most of the lower part of the house. Well, just tell me the name of the street. Just tell me the name of the street. I'll send the phone there. Just tell me the name of the street. Oh, I'm sure you know it. It's a very nice street. Well, it was. There's a gutted shell in the middle of it right now. Hold on. I think we're going to need an ambulance as well. She's shouting something out about my slippers are on fire. Help, I'm going to jump. Hold on a second. Keep it quiet. I'm on the phone, all right? Just I'm trying to talk here. Just tell me the general area. Just tell me the general area. I'll send the fire engines. They can follow the plumes of smoke. Just tell me the general area. Certainly. Just repeat after me. I am litter on the pavement. Litter on the pavement. Thank you. A moment of revenge, ladies and gentlemen. Well worth the price of 2 cans of petrol. Brilliant. Notice the camera. Crime Watch this week wants to know if you recognise any of these people here. One woman is wanted for shouting out at Elgar concerts. Other people are connected with Royal National Lifeboat Institution theft. Do you recognise any of these people at all? Backlit shot. Just... Okay, let me fuck off now. What? Is he like doing funny shit behind my back? Hey? Is it an ambulance? What do you need? So many lies on the news. Did you see this about a month ago on the news? They said, today is the 50th anniversary of the day the French resistance liberated Paris. No. 50 years ago to the day, as we all know, 1 million Allied troops were advancing on Paris. The Germans retreated. And the French came out of the bunkers and the cellars they'd been hiding for 4 years and went... and don't come back. We kick your German ass. They will read any old shit on the news. The criminal justice bill designed to protect farmland from damage caused by illegal raves. If they're gonna give us the pro-European propaganda of the famous French liberation of Paris, at least be fucking consistent. Since we went into Europe, 25% of British arable farmland is under the set-aside policy, whereby British farmers are paid not to plant, sow, reap and harvest. That's all the same thing, isn't it? Planting and sowing are the same as each other, reaping and harvesting. You think there's lots of things on the farm, there's not, you know. To plant and harvest, say, I don't know, say a crop like, say, barley, because you know, it's unfair competition with the Spanish who also grow barley, and I don't understand this, but it's something to do with it's unfair because it's an integral part of Spanish culture to knock off at lunchtime and do fuck all in a sombrero for the rest of the day. That's my understanding of the situation. I may have got it wrong. I think if British farmers are getting paid not to plant and harvest barley, that's not the same as getting paid to do nothing. If they're getting money from the government, I want to see them in the fields from 7 in the morning until 6 at night with a basket of barley seeds, not planting and not harvesting barley. I want to see them out there. Not scything. And I want to see them driving along in combine harvesters. Instead of the blades going round on the ground, they're kind of up in mid-air. So go, not doing fuck all. After a month of that, they would be crying out for hallucinogenic drugs. They will read the news. You can tell it's not normal because no one talks like that in real life. The way it's on the news, like, hello, darling, I'm home. Why are you standing in the middle of the room with no clothes on? I've been waiting for you, big boy. Fuck me like the dirty bitch I am. No one talks like that in the news, real life. Instead of the news, they just give us something that sounds like news. Instead of like ideas on crime, for example, car theft, they just give us something that sounds like it, like £1 million spent telling us, don't leave, a large treasure chest on the passenger seat of your car, and if you must, please don't leave the lid prized open with ingots and goblets and jewels spilling out. Lock it or lose it. Another £1 million campaign telling us, lock your car. Lock your car. You know, I think there are too many people on the planet. We are evolving rapidly. It is time to leave behind those members of society without sufficient intelligence to have mastered the possible benefits of locking mechanisms. Let these people fall by the wayside, and in future we can study their fossils. A little outline. This is lockless man here, key in one hand going... I'm very worried about evolution. Did you get... Hey?
Call the Coast Guard.
Call the Coast Guard. Oh, I thought it was funny. They didn't, but fuck it. Okay. Yes. Evolution. I am very worried about evolution indeed. Very worried about evolution indeed. Very worried. You've seen the diagrams in encyclopedias of the ascent of man. You know the ones I mean? It goes chimpanzee, primate, ape, Cro-Magnon man, Paleolithic man, and then there's us at the end, Homo erectus, going, oh, that's better. Oh, lovely. And it's always presented like this is the finished article, like standing upright is the finished article, but you know, after the long stoop through the mine shaft of pre-consciousness, we're like, oh, lovely. Ooh. Smiling now, oh, lovely. It's not. There is another stage of evolution to go, and it's obvious. This idea of the perpendicular as the finished is just a construct we have inherited from the symmetry inherent in Athenian architecture. Trust me on this. There is another step to evolution, and it's obvious. Look at it. There's another step. What the next step is, it's clear to me, and this is why I'm very worried about the subject. You have chimpanzee, ape, primate, Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthal man, Homo erectus, and then what is waiting for us? Our sad destiny. Oh, this sucks. This is going to be very, very bad for us because we're going to have to listen to non-stop calypso music. It is going to be very bad. I'm begging you, I'm imploring you, for the sake of generations yet unborn, please, on long car journeys when you get out at service stations, resist the temptation to go. That's storing up trouble. Evolution and crime. I was driving past the Ferdinand estate near me, and some youths were chucking rocks at the traffic, and they chucked a rock and it hit my car. And the fascinating thing about this is it didn't they didn't look excited at all. They just looked bored. It's like, oh yeah, he's chucked a rock at that car. Because you kind of feel like in the 50s, we'd been, go on, Pinky, go on, chuck a rock at that car. When the Rozzers come all scarp, I'll bleeding blimey, governor, go to the market on the scooter. Or in the 70s, you know, you knew who the nutters were. Like, hello, I just stabbed my sister because she's a mong. I'm chemically imbalanced. Can I touch you? What's your name? Hello. You knew where you were. With these kids, I was thinking, what would it take to make their pinched, pallid faces flicker into any sign of life at all? Oh yeah, the rock's gone through the windscreen and blinded the driver. The car's flipped up, done a somersault and hit the traffic island. He's gone through the windscreen. His skull's split open. And his brains have spilled out. They have no ideas on crime because they have better things to do. And we found out what they were, didn't we, with the spectacular death of Stephen Milligan MP. That was fucking brilliant, wasn't it? I was thinking, how could that have been worse for his family? You know, because you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your mum. How could that have been worse? You know, what was it? It was, stop me if I forget anything, a tangerine in the mouth, polythene bag on the head, noose around the neck, the fishnet stockings. I was thinking, how could that have been worse? Because, you know, his family, they've got to bury him. They've got to have a funeral with all the dignity and the decorum and the solemnity of that event. I'm sure people are coming up to his family at the funeral and saying, it's a terrible loss, but I'm sorry. The thing is, they're saying, Stephen, we mustn't let the extraordinary circumstances of his death detract us from his life. Stephen will be remembered for many things. Well, 4 things. 5 if you include the amyl nitrate. I think, how could that have been worse? How could that have been worse for his family? You know, I think the addition of one tiny detail is all I think of. If on top of the polythene sachet and the tangerine in the mouth and the noose on the neck and the fishnet tight, if in his free left hand there'd just been a little picture of John Major just there. Every now and then, don't you just go, John Major, that's a leader, fuck. And they say, you're playing personality politics. Well, you're moving the goalposts, because during the 80s, perception was the name of the game. I'm not listening to those sort of comments about John Major. I'm leaving. Perception was the name of the game. You know, because they were saying, we're going to be strong, we're going to be respected abroad, we're going to be tough and respected abroad. That's why all those young men have to die in the Falklands. We're going to be strong and respected abroad. Thatcher steps down, it's like, hi, I'm in charge now. Respect this, yo. They would say, we're solving crime, we're going to America for the ideas on crime. Yeah, where the problem is solved. With America, a chance to start anew, you know. Instead of higgledy-piggledy streets, we're going to have a general store. We're going to have High Street with a general store on it. Intersecting roads, a little corner on every street from which future generations can sell crack. And a little cul-de-sac kind of thing with a chain link fence at the end that criminals can climb over, but the police just grab that leg just as they're going. I went to New York. Anybody been to New York here? Yeah? Oh, lots of you. Did you sail there from Ilfracombe or... Did you have a nice time when you were there? And what? Eh? No, why not? It's crap. Fucking Egon Roney's travel guide, New York. Said by some to be the greatest city in the whole world. Crap. Oh, fuck, I thought I lived in a great city. Oh, shit, fuck, okay. I think the staff of the Royal Festival Hall are proud of the audience I can attract to this venue. They're tired of the same old Berlin Philharmonic. It's kind of middle brow, my people, yes, I believe. Well, sorry, but I love New York. I don't want to fight it. No, I love New York, it's great. Are you from New York? No, where are you from? Where are you from? Chalfont. No, that is not the correct reaction when someone says, you're from Chalfont, say Chalfont. Yes. Yeah, fucking, of course you love New York. You love Dartford coming from Chalfont. If I can make it in Dartford, I could lose my job in the checkout till at Safeways. I don't know. Sorry, I'm assuming that about you. New York I loved, but the waiters, I didn't go on with the waiters, because you say to them, kind of eggs, please, and they say, how would you like your eggs? Oh, however, you know, we do them any way you like, sir, any way you like. Okay, I'll have them poached then, please. Poached? What is poached? What is that, an English thing? What is poached? All right. Only way to get back at these people is to waste their time. All right, I'm not fussy. If you don't do them poached, I'll just have them furdled. Or fardled, I don't care. Oh, well, if you don't furdle or fardle them, forget the eggs, I just have potatoes, just potatoes. How do you want those? I'll have them brangle mashed with some sticklebacks on the side. Usually I can't say no. It's just a thing about me, I can't say no. Attention women, I can't say no. It's just a thing, I can't say no. Attention women. And, for example, I used to work in this warehouse, and there was a man there, I don't know how to put this kindly, but he was a boring, fat, smelly bastard. I think euphemism would have been a bigger insult. And one night, it was a Friday night, we were in the bar together, and he was saying, oh, do you want to come for a drink? And luckily, as luck would have it, I had actually, genuinely, honestly arranged to meet someone else that night, so I was able to go, no, I can't do it. I've arranged to meet someone else, I can't do it, I'm not even lying, I can't do it. And he went, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. But as he slunk away, I could see that look of rejection in his eyes, like, oh yeah, you're just like everybody else, okay. And I couldn't bear that, I can't say no, so I went up to him and said, look, I tell you what, look, I can't actually make this Friday, but I tell you what, why don't we spend all summer together in a caravan, just the two of us? Say you can, please say you will, it would mean so much. Occasionally though, you do have to speak out. And the other day I was going to Boots the Chemist in Camden, and I had to go through an anti-vivisectionist picket. And so they were giving out these leaflets, so I took one so they wouldn't pick on me. And so I'm reading this thing while I'm waiting for my Prozac. And they're against testing cosmetics out on animals. Cool, where do I sign? All right. But these were hardliners, my friends, against any medical research experiments whatsoever on animals, which I find astounding. The idea that someone I love, someone you love, could be saved from dying of cancer for the sake of a few experiments on what is, after all, a bit of tucker, is mind-boggling to me. So I came out of that chemist and I went up to him and I said, I just want you to know how diametrically opposed I am to everything you're saying in this leaflet. I said, this may sound like a rhetorical figure of speech, but it is not. I genuinely mean this. I would honestly go into any field and kill every single horse, cow, goat, sheep, cat, dog, hamster, rabbit, gerbil, if I honestly believed in my heart for just one moment that it might be a bit of a laugh. And he looked at me and he said, are those your tits, or have you got two halves of a melon up your shirt? I met a young woman of the traveling persuasion the other day. She had everything pierced. She had a ring through her eyebrow, her nose, her tongue, her navel, her nipples, and somewhere else as well. I think I'll use her as a curtain. Well, it is so very important to have curtains. I keep forgetting to draw my own curtains. The other day I was downstairs. It was at night and I'd forgotten to draw the curtains. And the next door neighbors came home unexpectedly and chanced to look through the downstairs window. There I was, to my intense embarrassment, stark naked in the middle of their sitting room. Well, they appear to have given me a pianist. Obviously, the person on the other end of the telephone was rather hard of hearing. Have you just been to the toilet? Is that where you've been? Yes. Did you use the gents or the ladies? I'm a very big fan of the medical profession. Now, I don't want to come over all Virginia Bottomley. Oh, God, that would be awful. I mean, imagine if her husband was tied up and forced to watch this again and again. That would be awful. I mention it because I was cruising in my Bentley the other day, and I chanced to look in my rear-view mirror, and there was an ambulance behind me, siren flashing and wailing, headlights full on, bibbing furiously. I was seized with an irresistible urge to slow right down and pull into the middle of the road. I derived a curious thrill from thinking of what was happening in the back of the ambulance. Some young flibberty-gibbet writhing around in pain and distress. Saved me a journey. So taken am I by the medical profession, I recently became a doctor. You may have read about me and seen me on the news. When 20,000 women had to be recalled after their smear test went wrong. Clumsy old jobbers. Going to have to do them all over again. You probably think me a most disreputable fellow, but let me tell you, there is another side to my personality altogether which you may not be acquainted of. An innocent side, altogether innocent. For 10 years, I have been a friend of the family of the Pattersons. Very nice people. Pen pals we've been for most of the time, although we also keep in touch on the telephone. And do you know, in all this time, we have never actually met. I decided to spring a surprise visit on the Pattersons. I parked my car outside their house, propped up the bonnet, rang the doorbell. Excuse me, my Bentley has broken down. May I use your telephone? By all means, I rang my valet, who, as arranged, told me it would be at least 2 hours before he could come out. The Pattersons, still taking me to be a total stranger, invited me to stay for dinner. There I am, in the middle of their living room, at their dinner table. How can I let them know it is I? I had a brainwave. Since most of our conversations over the last 10 years have been on the telephone, why not use one of the irregular phrases from our phone chats to reveal my identity? There came a lull in the conversation. I put down knife and fork and said, "Time to die, Pattersons." They had the surprise of their lives. Well, we're coming to the end of the evening now, and I'm sure Most of you are thinking of wending your way back to the safety of your homes, and so am I, also thinking of going back to the safety of your homes. I think I'll have another cigar. I've left a lighter in here somewhere. Spare a thought. For the homeless, they're like a little sparrow without a tree. Outside in the cold with no one to hold, well, no one. Except me. I cruised America where they call the homeless bums from Times Square to Alice Springs. I traveled around inside a Greyhound, which was nothing like the real thing. Isn't it shocking Michael Jackson was able to entice all those young children to Never Never Land simply by dint of his dancing prowess? Time to go cruising again. Nighttime, it's time to go. Go down a side street, turn left into a back alley, the wrong way through a one-way street, and then I walk past a Soho tavern. There's some young homeless flibberty-gibbet flopped in the doorway. What's that you say, my dear? It's the system, what's to blame? Well, I suppose you'd like to get one over on the ruling classes, wouldn't you? It seems to me the very best way of humiliating a member of the aristocracy would be to urinate on him. Shall we say tomorrow at 6 o'clock? Would you like to ride in my Bentley? It purrs, sleek as a cat. You know, my dear, I would do anything for you, and unlike Meatloaf, I would even do that. Time to go cruising again. Let's raise a glass to moral opprobrium from my hip flask of liquid opium. Give me the waifs and the strays, the runaway loners. Oh, the night is young and so are the homeless. I've got ants in my pants, a recent peccadillo. I've got a refugee chained to an armadillo. I'll be lying my back in a field with a row of hypodermic needles in each arm, surrounded by freshly slaughtered cattle, their blood steaming in the midwinter air as naked fifth-form schoolgirls of the St. Winifred's chain gang choir frolic and gamble over my body. That last bit didn't actually rhyme, but the fact that you expected it to rhyme, and I disappointed you, turned me on. Thank you. Nighttime, it's time to go. Thank you very much for coming. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much for coming. It means so much to me, the Comedy Road. We've come back and it's been good. And because to me, audience, I know I'm a bit overweight, but that's... I'll come back to you all loving, and there's a bra on the stage for you. I won't degenerate for them. Not unless I need a cheap laugh. No, you've been wonderful. It's really nice to come here and all that, and because audience, yeah, and everything. Very much. No, leave me alone. Audience is yeah, it's like a family to me because I mean, my family. Well, I grew up among Italians, and I remember when I was a kid. There was this one house, whenever I walked by, a man used to come out onto the doorstep and go, "Hey you! I fuck your mother! I fuck your mother! I fuck your mother!" And I'd shout back, "Hello, Dad." Good night, cheers.